everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Jenny, and I just started this channel back in, I think, December. And I started with just gift guides because that's my favorite, those are some of my favorite videos to watch. So if you like that sort of content, I plan to still do more of those as the year progresses, but also maybe just some book reviews, children's activities or children's church activities, maybe some of each. Also just craft ideas. Like, I like to do some crafts. I crochet a little bit, I sew a little bit. That's kind of a new thing for me. So very simple, easy sewing ideas. And just anything else that maybe organizational ideas, things like that. So if that's the sort of video you like, please click like or subscribe. And let's get going with this video. So today, this is just kind of a New Year's check-in. I wanted to film more Christmas videos, but because of my video editing skills, or lack of, my last Christmas videos didn't happen because I did film a little bit, but because they needed editing and I'm not there yet, I did not get those up. So, you know, maybe next year. But yes, I did film a little bit of a wrapping video. It wasn't working out. I took some pictures of a baking day that we had with my mom, but I didn't end up videoing. It was at her house, and it was just, anyway, the kids were there. And anyway, so it just, because I don't edit well yet, I didn't go ahead and get those up, but that brings me to New Year's goals. So I don't really make New Year's resolutions per se, because to me, if you resolve to do something and then you either don't do it, or you resolve not to do something and you do it, then it's like you've broken your resolution. It's done. It's like, and it just unmotivates me. So, or demotivates me. Anyway, however you say that. So I just kind of make goals for the new year. And then I also will update those goals because I do work in education. I do have summers mostly off. So I kind of update those when summer rolls around so that I have, you know, different goals for the summer. But anyway, so what I've started with this year, I'm ashamed to say it, but I did not read my Bible last year other than in church or at Bible study, or at least very seldom. I mean, I probably did some, but not like I should, not like I have in the past. I just didn't. Shame to say it, but I didn't. And as a Christian, I really feel like I should do that several times a week. So, I mean, daily if possible, but anyway, start small, baby steps, right? So, I have started that, and thankfully I did not resolve to read it every day, because I have not done that, and I would have already, you know, felt bad about myself and given up. So what I did was I started with a log, and I just write down when I read. I keep this in my Bible. I have what days I've read since the first of the year and what I read on those days. And I don't really have a Bible reading plan I'm following. I am starting in Genesis and going all the way through again. I've done that before. I've read through the Bible a couple of times, but I just feel like it's a good thing to do every so often. Just kind of familiarize yourself where things are. And so that way, even if I don't understand what I'm reading, I go ahead and go through it, because that way when I am in Bible study, or I am sitting in church, and then, you know, those scripture references are made and connections are made and then things are explained, I know at least a general idea of where it's at or what they're talking about, and it just is helpful. So anyway, I am doing that. I will not be getting it done in a year. It will be shocking if I get it done in a year. We'll put it that way. That's not my goal. My goal is just to keep at it. So, anyway, I have started. As you can see, we are over halfway through January now. We're 21, 22 days in, and this is all the days that I've read. So, not even close to every day. But it's a start, and I am very proud of myself and happy that I've done that. Also, reading other books. Okay, so this goal is more just an overview, okay? Because everybody's on this kick of declutter, minimalize, get rid of everything in your house that you don't use. And there is something to be said about that. I am not knocking it. I don't like clutter, and if you get too much stuff, you feel closed in. It's hard to get to your stuff that you want to use, and then you just don't use any of it. So decluttering your life is a good thing. However, I pretty much just keep what I want to keep for some reason or another. And so this year, my goal, yeah, I will probably get rid of some things, but that is not my goal this year. My goal this year is to make good use of what we have. Like, we have purchased board games, so many board games. And, well, I say so many. I actually made a list, and it's not as many as I thought. We have like 31, and that is counting the little kid games too, because I did put them on the list because it is quality time with my nieces and nephews and stuff if we use those. So I made this list, and my goal is to use those board games this year, and I haven't spent a lot on them. Probably our most expensive board game was maybe $25, maybe. And that's board games and card games. But I just feel like if you spend that money, like, you might as well be getting entertainment out of that. Last year, one of our goals was to get out and do more things because of COVID and just different personal situations at home. We didn't get to get out and go places as much as we had in the past. And so last year we did get to, hockey game, a baseball game, and a couple of concerts, and went on like a little mini vacation. So that was our goal last year, was to get out and do some things. But this year I'm kind of looking at, yes, those things are fun, and I love to get out and do those things. And we may still go some places and do some fun things like that. But, a $20 board game, and like, we can laugh for hours with this $20 board game. So in the winter, instead of like going 3 hours away for a game, because where we live, it's like 2.5 to 3 hours just to go to a decent concert or games or things like that. So instead of doing that, we should just use what we have and make our own fun here. I mean, like, $20, that's cheaper than going to the movies. Like, we had 5 people here the other night for a board game night, and, we laughed, we had a great time together, and it was something we had sitting in the cabinet. Like, we just cooked at home like we would have anyway, and we had the best time. So making use of the money that we've already spent on having these things is a goal. So I have my board game list in here somewhere, and so I'm marking off as we use them. This is our games we have. I don't know if you can see this. And then I have all of them listed. And I actually need to put an X by Life because that's what we played the other night. So since New Year's Eve, we have played New Phone Who Dis, Life, Categories, Checkers. My husband and nephew have played chess a couple of times. Yahtzee, Hot Hoops, which is a kid game that I play with my little nephew. And we'll probably play some of these multiple times. But my goal is to get through all of these in a year. And if there's just some that we just don't like or don't enjoy, they're still in really good shape. They still have their pieces, and we can take those to consignment or Goodwill or something so that someone else can be getting good use out of those by next Christmas. But like I said, my goal isn't to declutter and get rid of those things. They all fit in a cabinet nicely together. It's fine. They are not hurting anything. They have their own space, but I want to be using them. There's no sense in having the stuff if we're not using it, and it saved us money. So books, same kind of thing. I seriously have a book addiction problem. I love to shop for books. I love to buy books, but I do not have time to read the books that I buy. So I've decided I have purchased books since Christmas, but those books that I did purchase were, I'm trying to save up and kind of build a classroom library. I'm going back to school to be a teacher. Right now I am a title aide, but, and I do have my own classroom right now, but I would like to build up my classroom library. I need to kind of hold off a little bit because I have no idea what grade level I will end up getting a job teaching in, but for right now it is, I have purchased some like off of Facebook Marketplace when someone's kind of cleaning out their classroom library, or a neighbor of mine got rid of a bunch of books and I bought them from her, just that were her kids' books that they've kind of outgrown. So I have purchased some this year, but I'm done. I'm gonna stop now because I have so many that I've even purchased that I want to read that I haven't read yet. So one of my goals too, so anyway, I'm going to clean out and organize all the books because I have them in so many different places. We have the children's books are in our spare bedroom on the bookshelf. I have a bookcase in the living room that's full. My nightstand, the desk, I have some in my classroom. So I need to just bring them all home, get them all out, organize, kind of separate mine from my daughter so that I know like what she wants to keep and I can't use in my classroom because, you know, she has some children's books and stuff that she would want to keep for herself, I'm sure. Even though a lot of the children's books are mine that I did buy for myself. So anyway, we will go through those and clean out, organize, get rid of some duplicates, that kind of thing. So instead of making a list of all the books we have and marking off as I read them, that would just take up pages and pages and pages. So I just am keeping a list of the ones that I have read this year. One of these, I did go ahead and count it because it did entertain me. I did read it for entertainment for myself and no one else, but it was an American Girl book called Addie's Surprise. It was a Christmas book. It was still, you know, winter, and I was in the mood to read something like that. So if I have read it before, I'm putting RR for reread. If it was my first time to read it, then I'm putting that there. So I know that my books are getting used. And then I'm just listing every one that I read down the side. So anyway, that is one way to keep track of it and see that I'm making progress at being purposeful and using what we have. It's just, you know, keeping a record of it. The next thing that I want to be purposeful and use are my craft supplies. Again, I buy more craft supplies, I feel like, than I use, but the craft supply stock that I have, I'm not excessive with buying craft supplies, I don't feel like, but I mean, over years and years, like I started, gosh, my daughter was 5, so in 2005 I started selling Stampin' Up! Products, and so I have a whole cabinet still of things left from that. I haven't gotten rid of it because it has came in handy so many times because, you know, with my daughter and her school projects, her 4-H projects, children's church, things like that that we have done. We have used this stuff countless times for those kind of things, and we still do. So I'm not getting rid of those things, not all of them, but I probably could clean out and get rid of some of it. But my goal, again, is not to get rid of it, but it is to use them. I have, like, that's like a whole cabinet full of potential gifts in there that could be, you know, made into something special to treasure. So anyway, I have crafts to make this year. So I have this list, and the check mark does not mean that I have completed it. The check mark down the side, I wrote at the top, that means I already have the supplies to do these crafts. So actually yesterday I did finish one, so I'm going to put a pink X beside it. That was the very top, Ren's blanket. Ren is my great niece. She was born back in June. I had not finished her baby blanket yet, so I'm going to mark that one off. I actually finished it and gave it to her. So that is one big bulky thing out of my closet now that is done and useful. It's actually an item now that can be used, so that's wonderful. I love that feeling. So the next one I have is my nephew Landry's baby blanket. It needs done. I have stuff to make a Christmas pot holder, just one, because I never made a pot holder before. I didn't want to buy a bunch of stuff and not like doing it. So it was just an idea in case, like, I'd like to make more gifts next year, but with me going back to school, like this year, it just didn't happen. I don't know if it's going to happen next year either, because I really do want to get done with school as quickly as possible, and I still have a couple of years to go, but the less time I spend on this, the more time I spend on school, the better. So anyway, I did buy stuff to make one. If that goes together easily, and I enjoy doing it, then that may be part of my gifts next year. So I still have some scrubby yarn to make dish scrubbies with, and I do have people ask for those once in a while. So I could finish using the dish scrubby yarn that I have. Then I'd have a stockpile, and they go really quick. I can make a couple in an evening if I'm just sitting watching TV or something. So make up those, the rest of that scrubby yarn into dish scrubbies or cleaning scrubbies. I have an apron started for my daughter I'd like to finish by next Christmas. I bought some bluey fabric for one of my younger nieces. She absolutely loves bluey, and so I saw that fabric and thought, I've got to make Brenna something with that. So I can make that into something hopefully this year, and before she decides she doesn't like bluey anymore, because you know how kids are. I bought fabric for 2 dresses I bought the patterns over like 2 or 3 years ago, and then when they were like on sale at 99 cents at Hobby Lobby, and then I got fabric on sale at Hobby Lobby to use with these patterns, and then I got home and realized that I have no idea how to follow the directions to these patterns, so I'm gonna have to ask for some help. But my goal this year is to make that fabric into dresses that I can wear, so something usable, and I won't have to buy as many clothes this year because I already have the stuff that I've already purchased sitting in my closet. So anyway, that's a start on the craft supplies that I'm going to make. I still have, there's actually more things I need to add to this, because I've started a couple of stuffed animals that I'm crocheting, the amigurumi, or however you say that. I've started a dinosaur and an elephant and something else. I don't remember the other thing. Oh, some jellyfish. So I am going to write those on here real quick. And yeah, so those are my craft projects that are a goal to finish this year, or that are goals to finish this year. Other things that I will add in the summer, I will probably make a list of our outdoor things that we need to use. Like we have a kayak. It got used once last summer. 2 summers ago, it didn't get used because my daughter ended up on July 4th having emergency surgery, and then so she was out for the next several weeks, and we just didn't get to do it before I went back to school. Then the year before that, I think it got used one time. So there is no sense in having this really nice kayak and not using it, and instead paying to go to an amusement park or a ball game or something like that. So we need to use the things that we have. There's a lake within drivable distance. Actually, there's a lake about a mile away. There's several lakes about 15 minutes from here. We have places to use these. It's just a matter of, finding the time and all of that. So, yeah, so we'll just do that this year instead of spending a bunch of money going places. But anyway, yeah, so basically overall, it's to be purposeful and use the things that we have, instead of just trying to minimalize and get rid of things that we have. So anyway, I'd love to hear what your New Year's goals are. I'd love to hear how you're doing with that. I'm very motivated. We have 7 games marked off the list. I have 1 craft item marked off the list already, and 3 books that I have read this year. Anyway, so today we have a snow day from school. That's why I'm getting to do this. And I just saw something. So I'm all set up here. As soon as I get done with this video and upload it, I'm going to work on school. Since my family is gone, I've got about 4.5 hours before they get home. And I'm just going to buckle down and work on schoolwork. I do have some laundry started, but aside from that, I'm gonna work on schoolwork. But I got all set up. I have my cup, I have my chapstick, a new box of gel pens to take notes, highlighters, a pencil, of course my notebook, my folder of papers, my printer is all ready. But, oh, my water, oh, I don't know, maybe I said that already. But I have my cozy blanket that I'm sitting on, and I have to show you. Look at this beautiful handmade crocheted blanket. Aren't these just the most beautiful spring colors? Like, look at this with the green and the blue that goes, oh my gosh. I absolutely love this. So this was a gift yesterday, just a surprise, random, not my birthday, wasn't for Christmas. This was a lady that goes to church with us. She makes these absolutely beautiful blankets. She made one to give away, like it was a Veterans Day fundraiser thing. She gave it to a veteran, and it was like very patriotic color. Oh my gosh, she is so talented, and she posts her projects on Facebook, and I had commented that this was my favorite one so far. Absolutely love it. I've been craving spring. I do not like the cold. I would rather not leave my house, and often I don't unless I absolutely have to when it's cold out. So like today, I'm in my cozy sweats, just plan on staying in and not even setting foot outside for anything. And I'm gonna snuggle up with my new Afghan while I work. But yeah, I went to church yesterday, and she's like, I have something for you. And she gave me this with this so sweet card. I mean, the card was as good as the blanket even. No, actually no, because I know how much work goes into these. It is, oh my gosh, it is so amazing. Like, I could never make anything like that. It's so beautiful. And it just cheered me up so much because it's springy colors. It's so happy. I love Easter. I cannot wait to decorate for Easter. As soon as Valentine's Day is over, I probably will, since Easter's at the end of March this year. And I already have this blanket that is going to be probably my spotlight of my Easter decorating this year. But oh my gosh, I love it. So Annette, if you watch these videos, thank you so much. You really made my day. So anyway, have a great week, guys. I will try to update more and check in more and post more videos. And oh, and another goal, learn to edit videos. So anyway, post some of your New Year's goals below. I love new ideas for making my life better. So yeah, let me know how you're going with those too. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.